Hello people, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for my subscribers and my viewers, those of you who keep on coming back to the channel to view. I really appreciate visitors to the channel. I've woken up to do my laundry. I had a bit of a backlog of laundry because I don't have the pipe bringing my water repaired, so I still don't have a supply of running water, so I've not, and that's why I hadn't done my laundry for a while. But it's just light clothes and not very dirty, so I was not using a lot of water, and I had some water fetched by, I pay people to fetch for me water, carry and bring by hand. If I wanted a lot of water, I'd ask somebody who has a donkey cart to bring. So I'm preparing for a safari, and I'm going to do this vlog and only post it when I get back or on my way back for security reasons. I'm going to Mombasa to visit a very good friend of mine. She's a long-time friend. We went to school together, so we've known one another 40 years. Yes, 40 years. For 40 years. And we have a lot of similarities. We've been family friends for years, and we still are. And this is a person I consider very close to my heart. So they live in Mombasa. I'll not say exactly where. And I'll be going to visit them and then to take a break. So I'll be going just for a few days, a couple of days, to take a rest, to get to the ocean, to feel the breeze, to catch up with her, because we speak, but it's always different when you catch up with a friend face to face. I'm going to take a bus. I'd have loved to take the train, but finances are not allowing, and this is it's an economic trip. I'm on my way to make my hair in preparation for my travel. I can't make anything very fancy, but I'm going to try and make something that looks good. I'll talk to you when I'm done. Walk with me. Good morning, people. Today is the day of my journey. I'm setting off now. I think I'm running a bit late, but I'm going to travel whichever way it is, and I'm praying for journey mercies. It's a bit cloudy morning, but I know the skies are going to clear up as I get into Nairobi and even as we head on to Mombasa. So this is going to be a fun ride, and I'm praying for all happiness and all joy. So let's go travel. So I've gone and I found that all the buses for Mombasa have left, so the only remaining buses are the ones for at night. So I'm going to do a connection of buses. What I'm doing is I'm going to get a matatu going to Kibwezi, and then from Kibwezi I know I'm not going to fail to get buses at a later hour. That's going to be around 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'm going to get another one to connect to Mombasa. Either way, I'm going to get to Mombasa today, so I'll let you know later on. And what I've done is, first I've come to have breakfast and a heavy meal, because I don't want to take chances and take meals on the road at places which I don't know, because I don't know where those matatus stop. So I'd rather have a heavy meal now, plus what I've carried in my bag, which I'll then have on the way. That's a meal I'm having, and this one I'm having at the bus station, Nairobi bus station, the one I had shown you earlier. And this is the same place where I have been coming for Uji Power. For those of you who had seen a video I think I had posted earlier where I come to take Uji Power. So finally I've managed to get a matatu. I still came back to Cabanas, and then I got a matatu heading straight to Kibwezi, and I found it much more reliable, because the other ones were taking several hours to fill with people. So now I'm going to go up to Kibwezi, and then I'll make a connection from Kibwezi. Then I'll see which I'll also take shuttles again from Kibwezi. This is a Nissan matatu that I've gotten. next stop we are at Salama Market, which is a very big market on the Nairobi-Mombasa highway. And people are liking, but it's also a stop that people make so that they can buy food. So let me show you the market. We have stopped at so far because I've seen the largest number of vendors here and kiosks, and the stage is very big. It's the biggest stage I've seen so far since we came from Nairobi. We haven't yet gotten to Kiwezi, which is also a large town, but I didn't expect to find this in Amali because we normally pass. But what we've done now in Amali is that we have diverted and entered to the main bus station. So and the place is just vibrant with businesses. So I'm going to take a bit of a while and try to show you around it. And then the stage is both for buses, and Nissans, and it's a toll-paying station like the one in Machakos. But this one almost looks bigger. I'm not sure. I think it's smaller, but it's really very big. So I'm going to show you around it. place we didn't stop for long. People just came out briefly and then we are bypassing. So we are headed now for Kibwezi. You see it until it dries off. It's a kind of what do you call it? A parasitic creeper that grows on other trees. So guess how lucky I got. I've been looking for a baobab and I've come to find it in Mombasa, a giant baobab. Let me take it from afar, then I'll go stand near it and you'll see how huge this tree can be. And then this one has very many fruit pods. The fruit pods are very many and they normally fall. This is very high and then it's very well protected. So let me go down there and show you how huge it is when I'm against it. Look at me going round. I can't. It's from there. It comes up to here. Let me show you. This is one of the pods. So when you break this, the mabuyu are inside. The ones that are normally dyed pink or green, and then we eat them. This is the pod of the baobab. It's an art deco in itself. I don't know whether we should carry this. Yeah, so this goes round. I can't do enough glory of it unless somebody takes me a video from far. So let me give somebody to take me a video of it. I can't get the whole span of it. So if I go around my arm with that one, I'm just going to go counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times as wide as this, and then its height is like 10, 20, 30. If I consider the top branches, that's going to be about 40 feet high. 40 feet high. And singular branches alone will be about 4 feet, about 6 feet. Some of them are about 4 feet. That's a massive queen of a tree, like a giant of giants. She's so beautiful, so beautiful. That's a baobab. Lovely, 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 lovely tree. Look at those branches. They're all pieces of artwork. This is a masterpiece of God's creation, if you want to look at it like that. Wow, 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 wow. Did I get lucky or did I get lucky? Yep, that's it. That is it. A massive, massive, massive baobab tree. So I'm going to take it from a bit of a distance far off and show you. I'm told that far one is not a baobab, but look at the width of the bottom trunk of that tree. Look how wide it is. It's wider than what is it called? The goalposts. The base alone. And I think there are 2 trees in it. And look at it. Look at the height. These are beautiful. That's why we need to preserve old trees in their environment. At least leave some specimens of some certain types of trees in the glory of the way they would have been, and then we can leave some grounds that just have trees in their natural way without interfering. It has a velvety touch like a kitten's fur. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And look at that artwork. Nice, like a clove on top. Famous Mama Ngina Drive. It's a very long drive, a curved drive that faces the seafront all around, and then you can take a walk here. You can come with your car, and you can come with your car and park. You can have a drive out with the family. If you're touring, you can come here to watch the ocean, feel the breeze. It's actually quite beautiful. The road is very well done. And then there's Mombasa Golf Club a bit ahead. That's why we bypassed when we were coming here. I can see this is the grounds of probably a hotel here. And then to the front is the ocean view. The ocean view, and this has it doesn't have a beach as such. It has a kind of swampy beachfront. So it's not a place to enjoy the beach. But let me go nearer and see. And then, as always, the trees that are here, I don't know what variety these are, but let me get up close, and then you see, yep, kind of tree this is, but it has those kind of fruits. Is it a fruit? Is it a nut? What is it? I don't know, but it's so beautiful. It's big leafy tree. These are trees, plants that I don't see in Nairobi. And then it's got a nice, beautiful shade. Yeah, so that's something new for me. It's that kind of tree there. It's this type of tree that's lining up there. This one, that one, those ones. Yeah, very beautiful. Very beautiful type of tree. And you know, I'm so interested in flora and fauna, and I'm always looking at additional types of trees that I can plant in my compound also. What's borrowable, what's not borrowable. This is what the, I don't know what to call it. Like if it was inland, it would be like a swampy area, but I think it's just quicksand or something. Now you see this doorway here. I don't know about this, but I've come in with my friend and she's told me that there are homes here within the ocean side where the homes have underground dungeons, and some of them come to open out into the sea, into the ocean front. So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that might be one of them. And these are the ones that are used to ferry slaves, to bring in slaves, either to bring in slaves or but mainly to bring in slaves. And here there's a slight strip of sand where there's a beach there, but the rest of the place looks murky. But I'm sure in high tide the water comes right up to the you can see the rocks here, comes up to here. But this is not really a beachfront, and as far as the eye can see, that's how it is. It's just swamp-like, but you can see that the ocean rises. At high tide it comes. The boys must be for the two boys, that must be for directing ships to get in, and this goes to hapa ndio meli zinapita kwenda wapi? Kwenda port. Asante. So this is the route for the ships. The boys are to direct the ships where they should pass when they are being directed into coming, because this is a small channel to get into the port. Yeah. So meaning that the waters in this channel are very deep. Oh, okay. Then I understand. Actually, why this is this way is that sometimes there's some dredging done to make sure that the causeway for the ships to pass is very deep and it doesn't have debris and that. There's a ship out in the ocean. Let me try and see if I can zoom and get it. I don't know if I can get it. Yep, there it is. Very far off. Yeah, that's a huge ship. Okay, so let's go to the next place. Mama Ngina Drive, and we are going to the next place. There's a walkway if you want to come with your loved ones, if you want to spend the day here, cost free for people who want to have a cost-free day and walk along the beach, not along the beach, but along the seafront. If you have a car and you want to come and park here, if you have children and you want to let them play, if you want to come and watch the sunset. I don't know how the sunset views are here, but then from here, I'm not going to go to the next place. There's also madafu being sold here, but from a long time ago, I don't know what it is. I tasted about madafu, but I'm not a fan of it. But I'm going to show you all what it is. It's the coconut drink. Madafu, this is the young coconut before it has ripened. It has its natural juice inside. So this is what you can come and buy. There are vendors who are selling here, and there are vendors selling other types of snacks and drinks along the beachfront. But I'm telling you, I do not know what it is. I like coconut in my food, but madafu just didn't work for me. Today is my lucky day with baobab trees. And then we've come to this one. This one is off Mama Ngina Drive. There's this place where you can come and have a sit down. Now this one is specifically an eating area because it has many vendors here, and then they are also cooking. Along the drive where we were, they don't cook, they just sell drinks or dry snacks. But here you can actually park and eat, and you can sit and eat. And then there's this huge baobab tree. Just look at that. Is this a baobab? No, I keep on saying baobab, but I can't. This one isn't a baobab. It doesn't have. Yeah, this is a different tree, and it looks. Why does it look like it's a leopard tree? My God, I need to look at the leaves to find, because it almost looks like it's a leopard tree. Yeah, the leaves, or it's some kind of nut. I'm just going to Google the type of tree that it is, but it's that huge. It's that huge. So I'll take a picture of it. Beauty, look at that beauty. Oh my goodness. The span in width is like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It's like 100 feet wide. From the farthest branches across to the farthest branches and onto the road, the other branches coming up all the way up to there. Yeah. And then now there are these kibandas which are here. Kibandas are like stalls, and then you can see that they are cooking inside. I don't want to get too close and to zoom them in so much. Yeah, that's it. Right now what I'm going for is cassava. That's what we want to have. Okay, now this is the trunk of a coconut tree, and I'm being told that it is edible. I'm telling you, wonders never cease. This one I've never seen in my life. God knows honest. Yake mweke kwanza naje. Huo mti wa mnazi. So let me take a taste and see what this tastes like. Yikes! Mnazi, that is part of the coconut. Did you know it's edible? Anybody out there who needs edible? It has a coconutty taste, and yeah, it's not bad. Mnaeka watu weka kitu yote hapo. Na ina kuna kitu inaongeza pia kwa afya. I'm asking the man what the benefits are for this, and guess what he says? It's very good for energy, for that kind of energy. If you know, you know. Yeah, so I guess I'll just chew a little bit because I don't need that kind of energy today. That we've come from, they have the crisps, and then they have this, and I think this is what I'm going to go for. Yeah, welcome guys. This is Kenya, beautiful Kenya, magical Kenya. Whether it's our foods or our travels, everything is just beautiful. Bring yourself here and see the wonders. Oh, this is what I'm going to eat. It is so soft. I can feel it when I'm holding. Absolutely soft and delicious. Come to Mombasa and give me a call when you come. I can YouTube where I take you around. You know, this is 100% survival, ninja style survival mode. Look at that. You don't know where one tree stops and the next one. I can see how many types of trees. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Judging by the leaves. 4. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at the brilliance of that. And then that one is growing on top of the building. This is old. This is last century architecture. and you can see the stonework. That is coral stone. Yeah, look at that. The doorway is still the artistic old Swahili style. It's been partially spoiled and the top removed, but you can see the remaining detail is still good. You see that what artisans now can barely do, it's just machines doing this, but at this time this was handiwork, real art. And then with brass, is this brass? Yeah, brass knockers. And these ones, I'm told that I read somewhere, oh, it can turn. There's somewhere I read that there was a health reason for it. Yes, they are antibacterial, because even the doorknobs in hospitals during the era of, I think, World War I were brass, and then they were changed because money had to be made for antibiotics and people had to be made sick when the world is becoming more commercialized. Look at that tapestry of roofs. Awesome. Oh, this is a gem. You see, some of these fruits do not go into the ground at all. It's just dangling. Yep. And it feels dry to touch, but it's not breakable. So this is living roots. The trees are still growing. Oh, they're brittle, but they're not breakable. They're not. You see, they don't break. So these are still living, and they're sustaining the trees and the plants up there. Yeah, beautiful. This is awesomeness. These are the things for which I travel, for which I tour. These are the unique sites that I want to see. For me, this is much more exciting than many things that you think would be sites. This is, for me, is more interesting. You see life exploring, living things exploring life in a whole new way that is out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's the abundance and the magnificence of life. This is what I love to travel about. And that's why I told you that without flora and fauna, my travel then it doesn't become absolute. I feel like there's something wanting, something lacking. Now I'm so satisfied with this. For Jesus, this is now the biggest monument in Mombasa No, I'm facing it upwards. This is the biggest monument in the whole of Coast region. We have so many, but this is the occupation of the Portuguese is what built this. And today I'm not going to be able to take a tour of it, but we are on the outside, so I'm going to show you, like, it had a moat around it, and I think that was the ocean level or a moat, I don't know, but I'm going to show you what it is. Then I'll take a tour the next time that I come when I have the time. See how high the walls are, and in the 13th or 14th century or 15th, nobody could scale those walls, but there's an anchor there, and there has to be a very good explanation of how such a huge ship's anchor got to be here. Either the sea level came this high, or there was a moat around here, or at high tide the tide would come this high. And then you can see there's a cannon placed right at that point, which is proof that they expected enemies to come in from any direction. Let me zoom in and see if you can see the protruding cannon head. Yes, that's where it is. And then there are other windows. These were outlets spying. There are some slits. I don't know whether you're going to be able, very thin slits. Nothing was by chance. This was not architecture by chance. And these were openings for cannons. I think, yeah, there's a cannon. Yeah, there's a cannon head there. And then there are some here at the entrance. I don't want to capture people. Yeah, there are these two main big ones, which I think this would be the first point of attack. And then if there was defeat, then they'd go inside where the massive gates are, which I'm not going to go into right now. But you can see now there's also development. So yeah, on the seafront, there's it's been closed and everything like that. But now this is the biggest monument there is of the Portuguese occupation, and how the fortress was so detrimental in them warding off attackers. Go in today, but yes, that's a brief history about Fort Jesus. And when you come to Kenya and you come to Mombasa and you don't come to Fort Jesus, just consider yourself to have missed a very, very, very important landmark of your tour stay here in Mombasa, especially in Kenya. The creepers have just dominated this world, grown out of a crack in the building, dominated all that. Look at that, hugging that wall, making it curve inside and then supporting it, acting as a support, like scaffolding. Look at that, the wonder of nature. Just look at this. I wish these shades were not here. Then I could capture the whole brilliance of that. Just look at that magnificent creeping. Oh, it's hugging the wall completely. And look how big it grows. It has a whole canopy that gives the shade here. But it's just from down here, and then the place has concrete on the bottom. So the wonders of nature never cease. So it's actually absorbing water through the light thread-like roots. You know, this is 100% survival, ninja style survival mode. This is survival mode of another type. Look at that. You don't know where one tree stops and the next one. I can see how many types of trees. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Judging by the leaves. 4. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at the brilliance of that. And then that one is growing on top of the building. This is old. This is last century architecture. And you can see the stonework. That is coral stone. Yeah, look at that. The doorway is still the artistic old Swahili style. It's been partially spoiled and the top removed. But you can see the remaining detail is still good. You see that? What artisans now can barely do, it's just machines doing this. But at this time, this was handiwork, real art. And then with brass, is this brass? Yeah, brass knockers. And these ones, I'm told that I read somewhere, oh, it can turn. There's somewhere I read that there was a health reason for it. Yes, they are antibacterial because even the doorknobs in hospitals during the era of, I think, World War I were brass, and then they were changed because money had to be made for antibiotics and people had to be made sick when the world is becoming more commercialized. Look at that tapestry of roots. Awesome. Oh, this is a gem. You see, some of these roots do not go into the ground at all. It's just dangling. Yep. And it feels dry to touch, but it's not breakable. So this is living roots. The trees are still growing. Oh, they're brittle, but they're not breakable. They're not. You see, they don't break. So these are still living, and they're sustaining the trees and the plants up there. Yeah, beautiful. This is awesomeness. These are the things for which I travel, for which I tour. These are the unique sites that I want to see. For me, this is much more exciting than many things that you think would be sights. This is, for me, is more interesting. You see life exploring, living things, exploring life in a whole new way that is out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's the abundance and the magnificence of life. This is what I love to travel about. And that's why I told you that without flora and fauna, my travel then it doesn't become absolute. I feel like there's something wanting, something lacking. Now I'm so satisfied with this. For Jesus, this is now the biggest monument in Mombasa No. I'm facing it upwards. This is the biggest monument in the whole of Coast region. We have so many, but this is the occupation of the Portuguese is what built this. And today I'm not going to be able to take a tour of it, but we are on the outside, so I'm going to show you. Like, it had a moat around it, and I think that was the ocean level or a moat, I don't know, but I'm going to show you what it is. Then I'll take a tour the next time that I come when I have the time. See how high the walls are, and in the 13th or 14th century or 15th, nobody could scale those walls, but there's an anchor there, and there has to be a very good explanation of how such a huge ship's anchor got to be here. Either the sea level came this high, or there was a moat around here, or at high tide the tide would come this high. And then you can see there's a cannon placed right at that point, which is proof that they expected enemies to come in from any direction. Let me zoom in and see if you can see the protruding cannon head. Yes, that's where it is. And then there are other windows. These were outlets. Right now they've put bars, but I think the bars were put in recently. And the slits, those slits were for spying. There are some slits, I don't know whether you're going to be able, very thin slits. Nothing was by chance. This was not architecture by chance. And these were openings for cannons. I think, yeah, there's a cannon. Yeah, there's a cannon head there. And then there are some here at the entrance. I don't want to capture people. Yeah, there are these two main big ones, which I think this would be the first point of attack. And then if there was defeat, then they'd go inside where the massive gates are, which I'm not going to go into right now. But you can see now there's also development. So yeah, on the seafront, there's it's been closed and everything like that. But now this is the biggest monument there is of the Portuguese occupation, and how the fortress was so detrimental in them warding off attackers. I'm not going to go in today, but yes, that's a brief history about Fort Jesus. And when you come to Kenya and you come to Mombasa and you don't come to Fort Jesus, just consider yourself to have missed a very, very, very important landmark of your tour stay here in Mombasa, especially in Kenya. This is going to be more prime for me to go around rather than going to Fort Jesus. I'll do Fort Jesus another day. Now look at this. Can I call them balustrades? The circumventing balconies. This is old Indian and Swahili architecture. All this is wooden, including the columns. Some of them I see are metal. I think this is just reinforcement to make sure they don't collapse. But the doors are carved, and then they are partial glass. That was old time architecture. And then you can see there's grills, I think, just to prevent the wind being very strong and lifting up the building. I mean, the detail of these buildings is just magnificent. But you can see some of this has been modified a bit, and what I'm looking at is the really, really old architecture. Look at that design. The detail of that, working on that must have taken hours and hours. And you can't tell whether it's long blocks of wood or upward. They're made to look as if it's just one. And of course, you know, wood can't be one piece, like laser cut sheets right now. No. So this is total art, beautiful artwork, craftsmanship. Just zoom in when I'm editing for you to see these, what do you call them, supports. I'm forgetting what they are called, but they have detailed artwork on them. A lock which we can remove here and then put here and lock it with a padlock. Of course, I mean, with today's insecurities, that wouldn't work so well, but for years back that was. And then it has knockers. Those are knockers. Let me see if I can do it for you. For those who might not know, that's a knocker. So you use it to knock, and the detail, the craftsmanship on the door. This one is intact, and it's been recently oiled, so I can take it. Yeah. See what I told you about the brass? It was not just by chance. That was specifically because they are antibacterial. But the New World Order does not want that to be highlighted very much. And the streets are very narrow. And I think you can see in some of the old paintings where and even in Lamu, the streets were very, very narrow. There are these little curio shops, and let me tell you, if you're a collector, these are the places to come. They have, I don't even think they know what kind of gold mine they have inside these shops. I mean, if you're a collector, just advise, come to Old Town, enter some of these curio shops and get your gold. Ticks. Azure blue. I don't know that it's a lamp. Yeah, it's a lamp, but I wonder how it lights. Whether it's a candle. Oh, it has wiring. It has wiring. That's azure blue. That must be. You can put a candle in it, I think, and it will just show some illumination that's crazy, out of this world. That's a dao. A Swahili dao. An old wood. Look at that glass. Let's look at that. Do you know it does not have any, what do you call it? It doesn't have, it's totally smooth on the outside, but the detail is in the inside. This is, let me not break it, but this is a totally unique piece. Huh? Oh goodness. The inside is the one that has the texture. The outside is totally smooth. Can you imagine what kind of workmanship went into that to have that detail? What's a price piece? Let me see if it has any signature at the bottom. Nothing, absolutely nothing. This was built in 1570. Yeah, but still standing strong and still standing, all beautiful. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. The additions are maybe the grills inside, but everything else, I think this used to be a shrine for passers-by, because I can see it's like an Indian temple or establishment right now, Asian stuff. Mandrema. We've come to Forodhani, but they're not open right now, but we're just taking a walk, and this is one of the very popular restaurants in old buildings are being refurbished. And then look at that staircase. This is also old architecture and craftsmanship. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that. And these plants look so beautiful in that corner. The hibiscus.